My stream markers. I'm missing my stream markers. Let me. All right, stream markers now on. Stupid thing. Yes. So I do know about the layoffs happening that happened at Daybreak over the weekend, or on Friday, and there was a little bit of decorum that I kind of placed on the subject because one of the people that were laid off from Daybreak was our community manager, Ted Stone, aka Mepps. It When we found out Saturday morning, it hurt to say the least. He's been there from the beginning, even prior to the beginning. Now I understand that. Now also here's a little history lesson too. Like Mepps wasn't our original community manager. The original community manager was Radar X, and I have a sneeze coming on. Weird. Thank you. And so our original community manager was Radar X, and Radar X, still great. I mean, he's still a great guy. He's actually, I think he's over at High Res Studios now, so he's really close by. I think he's still doing that. I have to check. 2024 is like for me is like a lot of check in with a lot of people I haven't talked to in a while, and Radar X is kind of one on my list. Davin, thank you so much. Good to see you as well, and thank you. Belated Happy New Year to you too. And yeah, Dave, Game Pass is definitely like 18. I think it's like $15. It's $14.99 for Game Pass PC. Get it? It's so good. It's so fucking good. I love Game Pass. Okay, not to get off track. Sorry. But Mepps has been with us for 13 years, being the community manager for DCUO. I know him and about maybe a handful of other people that worked for Daybreak that also got laid off, and it is again the middle of February, and the video game industry has been like just getting wrecked with layoffs ever since January 1st. It has been an astronomical amount of people, and I say astronomical, it's probably been about upwards of 10,000 people. Let me just say that. All right, it's about that number. I mean, it was like. The last number I even heard was like 65, and then the new number I'm hearing is 10,000. It's like, guys, what the fuck is happening? So, like, the video game industry needs to, especially people trying to find their bottom dollar, needs to fucking chill. But unfortunately, yes, Mepps did get laid off, and he was the guy. He was the face of the game, and that's exactly what his job was. He was the face of our community. He was the bridge between the players and the developers. And as a player who has certainly utilized him in that bridge, who has utilized him on friendly levels, on professional levels, like he was just nothing but great to me. We absolutely had a lot of disagreements as well, but at the end of the day, we had our purpose. We were there to support the game that we love, and like he was actually getting a better paycheck than I was for the game. Let me just going to say that now. I mean, I'm just as a content creator, my job is absolutely just an outside marketer for the game in one way or the other. But it sucks because I've known this guy for the past 13 years. Mepps, Yins, Spord, Locke, Tunzo, SJ, like there's a list of people that I know from the developers that I absolutely love and I really do miss. And of course I'm wanting to see them grow and to do other things, but like they were for our game. Like this is it. And now that they're gone, Mepps was really one of the last Cowboys from, I guess, my generation. We can almost generation this a little bit. So it really did hurt that he was gone. And again, I didn't make a video because I was hurt. I was still going through a lot of emotions, and there's no, everybody makes a video, everybody makes these announcements, everything. It's like, cool, congratulations, but I mean, personally, I need a moment. I really did. I've only known a couple of other people who were laid off in the video game industry from different developers. And this still kind of sucks because this one hit home a little harder. And this isn't the first time we've ever had layoffs in Daybreak and Dimension Link games. But again, this is Mepps. I owe this channel. I own my pseudo career as a content creator thanks to Mepps. I was here basically, I was a nothing, as many content creators are. And I chose DCUO. I went with it, and I kind of just went with it. But knowing that Mepps now isn't our community manager, it certainly has questioned me. It's like, have I been here just for Mepps? But I know I haven't. But I mean, I still enjoy the game in a sense. But like, you lose that friend, you lose that guy, and I cannot. I'm trying to put these into really words without truly being too emotional. But I thank him. I thank Yins. I thank Locke. I thank a lot of the developers who helped me get to where I am today. And I might not be the most active of DCUO content creators or anything, but it is also still nice to know. It's like, oh yeah, you're Trexley. I know you from, like, I used to watch you in high school. I fucking hate that comment, by the way. I just, it's like, oh my God. Oh God, I can't do that. It's like, I used to watch you in high school. Don't say that. No. It hurts. It's like we're now into this whole, we're a generational game, just like World of Warcraft. We're a generational game. But I do thank him. I really do. Because of him, and I know people, I hear him almost in the back of my head. It's like, you did this yourself. You did a great job. You was like, no, I'm still going to thank you. I still have to thank you. The 2 trips I took to SOE Live, because you recommended me to go there, working with the developers, just being on screen with Locke. I mean, Super Patriot, everybody in the back, just like, don't screw this up. It's like, shut the fuck up. I mean, honestly, even sitting there where I was after Code Carnage on that stream, that's one of the biggest highlights of my life. I'm pretty sure Code Carnage, as big as he is, does not remember me at all. But I remember him because he was on the computer and I'm just walking up. It's like, all right, I gotta get set up. I gotta get set. Okay. Oh, there's Code Carnage up there. Oh, he's getting up. Nice to meet you, sir. And here I am. It's okay, Charmed. It's okay. And good to see you too. And I'll answer more about the DCUO specific questions in a moment. But this is absolutely my love letter to Mepps. Let me just say that. But I mean, that's what happened. Is I got to hang out with him. I got to hang out with Colette's husband. Sorry, Colette's husband. I forgot your name. He worked for SOE at that time too, and I feel awful. So feel awful. But there are, of course, people who out there, just, and I'm saying now, over the weekend, I absolutely got into my feelings. I absolutely will defend that man, to tooth and nail. I mean, a lot of folks out there could absolutely have the worst interaction with him, for sure. Like, it really was bad. And he interacts different with everybody. We all interact differently with everybody. We absolutely do. But I mean, of course, because I always sometimes defended a lot of what he says, because I agree with it, because I'm also, he's a fucking developer. He made he's not the developer, but he made the game. But it's like, I'm sorry that you guys had that interaction with him and it was in a negative view. But Mepps was a fan of the game. He was a fan of our community. And this game has been running for 13 years, and we lost someone of our community who helped guide us. And the person who ever comes up and fills those shoes full time, those are going to be some big shoes to fill. And I'm sure that there's going to be people out there who are absolutely like, thank God he's gone. Well, thank God indeed then. but a lot of us are actually really going to miss him. And I will always treasure the time that you provided to me, provided to us. And thank you for all the opportunities that you've given me. Mepps, another memory I have is Mepps like got me and Super Patriot to do the videos for the official channel. And it's like, do the voiceover and do like, this is what dominance is. The might stat increases power. Like and like those little things that you look at them. I look at them now, 13 years later, mind you, 13 years later. Obviously, those can just be YouTube shorts now. And that's what they were. That's all they were. YouTube shorts. That's it. YouTube shorts are all over the fucking place now. Like, yeah. I mean, I got a whole diary. Okay. Journal. I have a whole journal of ideas I could put on DCUO if I had the time. But I mean, I work a big 9 to 5 and I want to make sure I spend time with Carlin and the cats and trying to relax a little bit before coming on to do this kind of thing. And trying to also find that work-life balance that's why I'm not able to stream or even make content as much as I want to. I do love my day job. Let me go ahead and say that now. I mean, I've been with this company for 6 years in March. This is giving me my 6th year with this company, and I'm absolutely fantastic. I love them. I love who I work with. I love everything about it. And that's right, Grid. We'll always have Teed Stune. But Mepps out there, I'm sure you're gonna land on your feet. You have a great, you're a great guy. You have great experience. Any community out there is really, really going to luck out getting you. And thank you so much for your service with Daybreak. Thank you so much for your service with Dimension Link Games. And thank you for being with us in the DCO community. You're going to be missed, bud. You're absolutely, I mean, I actually screenshotted the last, the last stuff you posted on that Friday before everything happened. So I made sure to capture that on the forums. It's like, this is what actually, I'm on the forums right now. What did I actually take a screenshot of? What his last post on the forums. This is a temporary change to address crashing on Xbox. So beautiful. So poignant. Strong. We'll miss you, man. We'll miss you. But thank you, Mepps. And if you ever need anything for a guy who literally just sits in front of a computer and plays video games and talks to himself in front of a camera, I'm a great reference. Then frame the screenshot just all right there above the mantle, right there on the fireplace. But that's so that was my love layer to Mepps. It really truly needs to be shared, and I absolutely recommend folks out there and if I can, I mean, I saw Raph actually put the hashtag thank you Mepps on the Twitter. It's like, let's go ahead and get that going. Like, thank you Mepps. Even if it's a good or a bad thing, it's post it on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X. Post it on X. And you always say his name as Meeps. I mean, right? No. You got me, Charm. There was almost a Mandela effect there. It's like, has he always been saying Meeps this entire time? Like, what's happening here? Z Logic. My day job is IT director or director of automation for a healthcare company. That I do have a healthcare company. It's we do healthcare, and then we also have restaurants, and then we also have a brewery, and we also do golf courses. I'm the IT director for all of that. Yeah. Knock on the door and walks Mepps. No, he is still in Texas. I am still in South Carolina. That is a fucking drive. Just to say the least. If I was writing the scene, yeah. Honestly, I would love to probably like once his life kind of settles down and everything, or like an NDA kind of expires maybe with him. Just like, what was the best stuff about working there? Just talk about your daily life. Like, if anything, seeing the day in the life of a community manager probably is a fucking great idea for a video that I wish I could do with them, because like that's one of those things is, and honestly, probably for the developers, I probably need to actually message some developers about that. It's like, hey, new video series, day in the life of such and such, day in the life of an engineer for DCUO. Just hammer it away, chiseling at rocks. That would be it. That would be it. But Charmed asked, how's DCUO and where they're at right now, and that's a little bit also what this goes into as well. Let me go ahead and get a drink real quick. Just yeah, cherry Coke, because I'm fucking awful. I'm still overweight. My doctor had the audacity to tell me, it's like, yeah, you're still pretty healthy, still in that pre-diabetes range, but overall, you're pretty healthy. It's like, but I got this gut here. I hate this gut, and man, it's like, this is horrible. So DCUO, and the other thing too is that it was, news like this over the weekend kind of sucks because there's really no like moderation on the weekends kind of a thing. And so stuff like this kind of flies off the handles, and you immediately get the chicken littles in the community that really, again, the game has been dead since 13 years ago. So the game has been dead for 13 years. I don't know how zombieism works, but I guess this works out because it's not, we're still kicking and everything. So no, I didn't watch the halftime show. I don't watch, my Packers weren't in it, so I didn't fucking care about the Super Bowl. Commercials were great though. Yay, Deadpool. But the chicken littles out there really, came out in full force on this, where it's like, layoffs again, game is dead. And I kind of took it with, okay, these are new players. This is our first time really experiencing layoffs for the company. And okay, I'm just gonna let it go. And you kind of have to. You kind of just have to roll it off your shoulders a bit. But at the same time, it's like, And one of the reasons, again, why I'm also doing this little video thing is because Kevin Smith, one of my favorite directors, really was like a very big inspiration for me and wanted to be a director. And he said on a podcast, be the voice. And I'm also paraphrasing a lot here. But he always says, like, you're a voice to something, to someone. And, if you have the platform, go for it, And in my eyes, it's like, even for me, like, I'm absolutely a passive aggressive person. Abso-fucking-lutely. And I let a lot of stuff just roll over my shoulders, but it's rolling off of my shoulders and I'm still fucking carrying it. And I let a lot of baggage off because I'm also now 39 as of last month. I am 39 years old. I am an adult. I don't fucking care what you children have to say to a fucking video game. Honestly, to the point of I'm 39 years old. If you're not happy with a video game, fucking stop playing it. If you're not getting enjoyment, stop playing it. It's not going to hurt the developers to a degree. It's better for your sanity, because I swear to God, I'm not jumping into a video game and being mad at it and like, oh, this is great. Suicide Squad, I'm having to take a break from you. I'm just going to have to take a break from you. The whole design point is just awful, and I'm not really happy with it. But that's a whole different rant. That's a whole other rant. We're going to write down in our diary journal. We're going to write that down to make sure we touch on that. Anyways. DCUO is alive. DCUO is playable. Well, if you're not on the Switch, it's alive and it's kind of playable. I mean, they merged the US and EU servers on the Switch together. But okay, no, look, the Switch has some problems. Okay, we all know about the Switch has problems. The Switch definitely has some problems, and the developers know about the problems. And hopefully, they're gonna fix the problems. I mean, all it really is just optimization, right? That's really all the Switch really needs is optimization and a population. But then again, it's not really shown on the Switch marketplace very well. It's not advertised very well. It's a lot of stuff that's on the Switch. Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts. And Xbox, I think Xbox still has a community pretty well. It's pretty active. I mean, of course, like the player base is really on PC and PlayStation, but anyways, it is alive and it's playable. And Raph, I don't know why your first thought was going into JoJo voice. I really don't know. Yeah, Charmed. Yeah, another rant that annoyed me was that Marvel Avengers game. People kept complaining, yet play it. Haha. Yeah, I was one of those. And I'm still complaining to this day, even the game is already shut down. Like that was so it has the same problem, right? Marvel Avengers and Suicide Squad are literally the same. They're not even the two sides of the same coin. They're the same fucking coin. You know, it's, hey, here's a great single player game that really should have been a single player game, but your in game sucks, but you made it live service. But gotta stay focused. Got to stay focused. DCUO. Hey, Jim Bob, how you doing? Shout out to JoJo. DCUO is alive. It's still going. The game still has episode 47 to come out, and I mean they still have things going on. I mean the events are still happening. Like if you tell me right now, if you're asking me, it's like, is the game playable right now? Yeah, it's playable. Is the population there? Yeah, the population's there. PC and PlayStation, they're always popping off. Xbox, I'm not really too sure, but the Switch absolutely it's really hindering. It really needs a big optimization on the Switch. So, I mean, absolutely, I wish all of them were merged together, and hopefully one day that kind of thing will actually happen, but not so much now. That sucks. But DCUO is still going. Now, it is the middle of February. I certainly agree that we don't have a producer's letter yet, but you know, I mean, if there's not, I mean, they just also had a layoff, you know, so it's like, kind of timing. But this is also another reason why we really do need that producer's letter to show that there's life in the game, that things are still going on. But I can almost assure you that the game is still going. Game's not shutting down. Game's not going anywhere yet. Like, still, things are popping. Now, unfortunately, they're still using the same formula of content, which in my eyes is really a lot where the staleness for me comes from. Is because it's nothing different. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that World of Warcraft that I'm also playing back into because of Dragonflight's really been fucking good stuff. I'm not saying Dragonflight's any better. Like, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm just doing my mythics, I'm doing my raiding, and doing my dailies. But the dailies also have a little bit more function. But it's also what you expect. It's also a big developers doing that instead of what we have on DC. I mean, shoot, and yeah, we got a new time capsule coming out. I just want to know who has ever heard of Red Tool before this TC. I sure haven't. Carlin has. Carlin absolutely like just went into my ear, like side to the face, and just like, did you see Red Tool is on a time capsule right now? Did you see Red Tool? I'm like, who the fuck is Red Tool? She's like, Red Tool is Deadpool in Harleyverse. That's who Red Tool is. Bam. And I'm like, okay, I'm really happy you're excited. Here's some income tax money. Go buy some Red Tool time capsules. And she did, and she got what she wanted. She did. And I got the helmet because I really wanted that red T on my face. I'm not really sure how that's going to phrase, but I'm sure there's a phrasing in there, but I'm not really sure. But DCUO isn't going anywhere. The chicken littles out there can absolutely just call like the developers getting laid off that, oh, it's the signal of the end. We're woke. We know we could see the writing on the wall. You can probably see the writing on the wall, but can you read? Do you have that 6th grade education to read? How about 3rd grade? Do you have a 3rd grade education to read on the writing on the wall? Because there's no fucking writing. It's just the scribble you wrote with your tiny hands. There's nothing there. The layoffs happen. Layoffs definitely suck. They do hurt development. But there's other staff there to pick up the slack. They're still moving along. And that's the one thing that like people don't understand. And I guess it might be still that MMO breed that we are. I come from World of Warcraft. I absolutely seen developers laid off there, but the game continues on. You're not seeing, this isn't a single player game where developers are gone and then all of a sudden like the sequels all of a sudden just like, oh, sequel's canceled. It's like, that's not the case. I mean, it was the case technically with the Marvel game because Jack kind of did leave and took developers, and then we actually got that out, and then they canceled Marvel. But I feel like they canceled the Marvel game before the Jack thing. But coincidence? I don't know. Conspiracy theory? Let's go with that. Put your tinfoil hats on. April 1st is coming up. If you don't have one, you'll make sure to jump on in and you'll get those. But the game isn't going anywhere. It's not. And I can almost reassure you. And you know, like, even if it is, like, I'm here till the doors close. The game isn't dead until those servers shut down. Until I'm not able to log into the game anymore. The game is continuing on. 13 years strong. Now, I will say that because I do pay attention to the job postings a little bit, that creative director job is gone. And I am here to officially tell y'all, I did not get that job. No, it was almost like the next day I got the rejection letter. So, but I fucking tried though. I tried. You know me. And that's also probably one of the things I respect Mepps a lot for too, is the fact, and I mean, I respected SJ and I respected DNs as well. But I mean, I joke around. It's like, yeah, I'm your next creative director. But I love Mepps too much. It's like, I'm not going to be your next community manager. I'm not going to play around with that. That one really hurt. But no, I am not your creative director. And that's not like a whole, like, you know, in like Shyamalan twist. It's like, I'm seriously not. I'm still sitting in my home in the same apartment that I've had, and I'm not doing anything. He was ready to move to Texas. I mean, ready is a strong word, but I mean, I heard Austin's kind of the liberal place to be. And I'm like, okay, I can live with that. I mean, there's a lot of guns though. And I'm a black guy and I cannot be around that guns. No, I can't do that. But yeah, it's Texas. But yeah. And also, let me go ahead and state this too, because it was thrown in my face a bunch of times too. Because, you know, I'm an ass kisser. I'm paid by the developers. And it's like, again, I'm not paid by the developers. I'm paid by my day job. And this streaming thing and everything pays. I mean, it put some gas money in my car at the time, and I really appreciate it. And I still appreciate every one of you guys who have supported me all these years, even though I'm not able to like stream and do content a lot. Like, a lot of great friendships have arisen from this. And I still talk to you guys in Discord every day. Hashtag CCF General Chat, because we love fucking wrestling. Wrestling. Yeah, because we love wrestling. What I also love about you guys too is like, we're not fucking tribalism where it's like WWE, it's like pro WWE, pro AEW. It's like, no, we like all wrestling, just all of it. And that's what I'm about. Like, I mean, DFW has this problem, AEW has this problem. It's like, we're all fucking wrestling fans. But to all the naysayers out there, I mean, again, I'm 39 years old. I don't give a flying fuck about what you think of me. I really don't. Like, I'm 39 years old and you're somebody in your parents' basement probably. I don't fucking care. I was in my mom's attic, so I get it. But but yeah, I don't care. I have a great relationship with the developers because I show a decorum of respect to the developers. Even my rant that I'm going to do for Suicide Squad, it's going to be a rant. It's probably going to be me in character, but I absolutely still, like, Rocksteady, you put out a product. I don't enjoy the direction of it, but thank you for still doing the work. There's a lot of things I can absolutely say that I love about Suicide Squad, and I'm just having an issue with a couple of things, and that's the thing. That's the relationship. I'm not going over here just foaming at the mouth, being a foam breather, and just like, this is awful, blah, 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 blah. There's a difference between actually giving constructive feedback and just being an asshole. And there's a lot of people on YouTube that can always be an asshole, especially the forums. So I absolutely have issues with the game. Am I still playing the game today? Not really. I log in, get my daily, and I'm out. And that was kind of like the downside that I knew that the login reward was going to do, was kind of just like, oh man. And I also do hate the fact that we have the stabilizer duo back. Technically, the stabilizer solo. I don't like that it was came back. I really, really hate that. But I mean, I log in, I get my login reward, and I'm kind of out. I don't really do anything else because there's nothing for me to do. It does tend to put me to sleep. It does like bore me. And I'm just at that level because of how long I've been playing. Like, and right now I'm on a break. I mean, again, I log in every day and get my shit and I'm out. And there might be a couple of times where I'm like, okay, let me look at my electric character because I want to just play around with some stuff. I want to change my style a little bit, look at my loadout, look at my arts. But, you know what I mean? And then again, I only have about like maybe 4 hours of less to play a video game during the week before I have to go to bed and go back to my day job. And that's kind of my life. Again, work-life balance, work-life game balance. And so I have to make the sacrifices, and I do. And then on the weekends, I try and get in. But I mean, you know, I'm a nighttime streamer. And it's like I'm old. I'm getting right there to my bedtime. And I mean, it happens. But the game. I mean, I still love the game. I still love the developers. The developers are still absolutely supporting this game. They are still, the ones that are still there, they're still there. They're there to work. They do exactly what they need to do. And I appreciate the work and the sacrifice that they absolutely put into this game. I really do. And but the game is still going strong, and I still recommend the game. I will still recommend DCUO to anybody who wants to play a free-to-play game. The direction that they have is great. Do I have issues with the game? Yeah, I mean, you just heard me say it. I'm like, the content structure is kind of boring now. It's kind of it's super repetitive. It really puts me in autopilot mode, so there's nothing truly engaging with it. I really don't have the time to raid, so I can't really comment too much on it, but I mean, okay. I let other people really comment about that aspect, but there's really nothing there. The graphics updates that's coming out to make it where, you know, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, as we were told on the forums before, it's definitely a native client update. I'm kind of putting my focus a little bit, or my hopes and dreams a bit back to where it is an actual, like, full-blown, here's a brand new, like, Unreal 5 graphics onto this old-ass game. I don't think that's going to be it. I think it's really going to be it's going to be a native client change for those on the consoles. Us people on the PC are probably going to barely notice anything. And I don't know if that's going to be a good or a bad thing, but that's rarely where it is. Arwen, the fuck is a native content update? The native client update is really there is a little bit of graphic improvement on it, but it's nothing really like to probably go home to your mother about. It's really just updating the game to where it's actually at this level of standards that the next gen consoles are at. It's not going to utilize all the power that they have, but it's at least going to introduce them to. I mean, specifically, for example, like I have true. It is a 2070 video card, right? It's one of the 2000 series. It's an RTX 2000 series. It's only 2 years old, but even the game still wasn't optimized to that level for that graphics card. I mean, and again, when we went from PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4, there was an absolutely difference in graphic changes. And we could probably see that same graphic increase when it goes to PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and X. But PC, we really didn't see much. Yeah. It's when you get a new laptop. That's about right. I would die if DCUO did an Unreal or Genshin type graphic with the powers. That would really get my money again. Yeah. And I mean, and that's what also I will always make sure to remind people too. It's like when people talk about DCUO 2, it's like, let's Destiny 2, Division 2, even to an extent Guild Wars 2, like they weren't MMOs. Guild Wars 2 was absolutely an MMO. They knew exactly what the fuck they were. But like everybody kind of like they made these sequels to make the better graphics and everything, but they ignored all the rest of their other game. Like you just made it unplayable to an extent. Like it's all gone. It's like here you go. So DCO2 is like that would be kind of the downside to it is like you if you want a DCO2, that's a whole year of development, maybe more, that developers aren't creating content for DCO1 because they're all focused on DCO2. You'll get some bug fixes and everything and some stuff here. You got your seasonals for DCO1, but there's going to be no new episodes, no new time capsules. Maybe. I could probably bet that the time capsules might actually still be there. But DCO2 would absolutely destroy DCO1, almost to the point that DCO2 probably wouldn't get off the ground as well as it should. And then DCO2 will not, and I would almost guarantee that it would not have the 13 or 14 or 15 years worth of content that DCUO1 has. Because you're building a brand new game to a brand new engine and you are ignoring all the rest of the content. Now, this is also from the same company that has EverQuest and EverQuest 2. Have no fucking clue how those two still exist, but that's also because those are people from an older generation than I am. It's just one generation up. And I know those people. I met those people. They're really cool people. But it still blows my mind that EverQuest 1 and 2 is still here. And then they have the audacity to try and do an EverQuest 3 or EverQuest Next. No, EverQuest Next was not going to work out. You lucked out with the fan base of EverQuest and EverQuest 2 and still pumping out new content, by the way. Brand new content. That's also why, yeah, solely to EverQuest Next. It was, I do miss that building stuff. It was really cool. But they actually still kept going. It's insane. They're still going. That's also why it's like I look at DCUO and it's like DCUO's not going anywhere. Have you seen EverQuest and EverQuest 2? Have you seen those graphics? And you're complaining about DCUO's graphics? Get fucked, man. Look at that. And it's still playable and they're still having fun. I look at Lord of the Rings Online. I was like, felt like I was playing a different fucking game. Because I'm like, wow, what is up with these graphics? I thought they did better things, but I was like, I don't even know. But yeah. So I have all the faith that DCUO is absolutely going to be fine. It's still going to be fucking going. So it's so silly. It really is. But I have faith in the developers. I really do. And the game is absolutely, it's going on 13 years. It's going with 13 plus years worth of old code that they're trying to absolutely do better on. And, you know, I could almost hope for just a brand new everything. You know, just maybe DCO2 is absolutely the thing that needs to happen. But what do you do with all the other content? Do you keep DCO1 alive? Does EverQuest and EverQuest 2 at that time could survive, and they have survived, but they came from a different generation. They came from a different generation. And it's surprising that it actually still keeps going to this day in 2024. Could DCUO really share that same magic? I don't think it can. And it's not a diss to anything. It's just where the players are. It's the environment, it's the landscape of gaming as it is today. Like, I mean, I got into an argument with some friends over freaking battle passes. And it's like, yeah, battle passes. You guys heard this from me. Like, I absolutely am a fan of battle passes. Fuck, New World's battle pass system is probably one of my favorites. Like, it's engaging, it keeps me in the game, it keeps me focused, and it's freaking great. It gives me a to-do list. And that's what MMOs are about too, is like you have a fucking to-do list to do. And I love New World. It's really fun. And, but, you know, I like battle passes. Battle passes in PvP, that's exactly what it needs. PvP needs a battle pass. How I know PvP needs a battle pass? Look at fucking Fortnite. Fortnite has become too big. It, as Carlin loves to say, Fortnite insists upon itself. There was no way I was not going to smile saying that. Thanks, Seth MacFarlane. Let me tell you right now, Fortnite got me. It got me in the game because I'm absolutely playing Lego Fortnite. You best damn believe I am absolutely playing Lego Fortnite. It's installed. I got it. You know what else I did? I'm playing Festival. Fortnite Festival. Yeah, it's Rock Band. Yeah, it's Rock Band without the equipment. And yeah, I'm going to buy the new guitar when it comes out. Like, I'm saving income tax. Like, that is a day one buy. You know what? That's a day -1 because I'm going to preserve that son of a bitch. Sorry, Aaron. I'm going to reserve it. I'm sorry. But yeah, Lego Fortnite has Rocket League Racing. Has their own little racing game in it. And of course, you have the other mini games that many players have made in there too. I'm not sorry. But Fortnite, I just saw the other day that produced by Trevor Noah, the former host of The Daily Show, and really, really funny dude. I love his stand-up. But he produced a 4-person comedy show on Fortnite called Joke Night. I haven't watched it yet. I kind of want to make sure I'm in a good, solid mood to turn on Fortnite and watch a comedy special. That's Fortnite. You all saw the news. Disney dropped a $1.5 billion into Epic to have Fortnite create a universe for it. Bitches, we getting Kingdom Hearts and Fortnite now. At this point, I want Epic to buy Daybreak to make DCUO in Fortnite. Fuck it. Let's go. And hell, the Fortnite engine, Unreal Engine 5, is available on Epic Game Store just to download. Hey, here's the Fortnite stuff. You can make your own video game. Go out there and make it. Fuck, I'm gonna make my own DCUO. Let's go. It's gonna look like the Fortnite characters, but fuck it. I'm gonna put a lot of good story in there, and probably get shut down and cease and desist from WB and DC. That's probably what I'm gonna get. Yeah. You mean to tell me they're going to be walking around with C hands shooting? Well, the Lego Fortnite is more of a survival game, but there's absolutely guns in it, yes. Well, wait, hold on. There's a crossbow. I have a bow and arrow and a crossbow. I just got the crossbow. I haven't seen like a gun, a pew gun, but I definitely have a crossbow on my Lego character, yeah. Trying to like build up my base. I like a lot of base building now. That's why I like Power World. It's great. But I have all the faith in DCUO. I have all the faith in developers. Like I said, the creative director job is definitely gone. I'm not it, so I'm sad with you. And I think whenever they announce it, I hope we find out who they are and really see what vision they really are going to bring to the game. Because DCUO absolutely needs that. We need a shift, we need a shift in the game. And as SJ did that with DCUO, where SJ brought us the format that we have, it started off with like large content and small content, doing that kind of thing. And it was rough for a little bit, but Amazon Fury Part 3, the very first episode, that kind of thing happened. Everyone still talks about it. Everyone still loves that. They don't like kill the 300 things for the weekly. That was a little over the top and still needs to be fixed where it's like, it's old fucking content. I'm not going out there to kill 300 things again. Like, I'm not doing that. Drop it down to 100 at least. Shit. But Amazon Fury Part 3 was the beginning of that structure. And it's been great. Like, that's been a great structure that we've had. But we're now, like, I was tired of that structure last year. Time for a change. Time for something new to kind of shake the ground. And shaking the ground is either going to be a good or a bad thing, but we won't really know it works until it happens. I mean, we all remember the monthly update or the monthly episodes, right? Monthly episodes. Playing that stuff now in today's game with the omnibus is a nightmare. It still is a nightmare. But that was something that they tried, and it kind of succeeded, but it also failed a lot. And it was put more pressure onto the developers even though like that's what we as gamers wanted. That's what us as a community wanted. We wanted that new stuff every single month. And that game update, we wanted those. This episode we got a duo and alert. Let's go. We got a solo and one raid. Let's go. And they structured it pretty well on paper, but the execution, and not really the execution, but the format of it inside the game wasn't the best. It felt very forced on us to like, oh my God, we had to be in the game every single day. I mean, that's certainly the point of it, but we kind of want to have that feeling ourselves, not kind of just in our face about it. Because that's exactly what it was. It was really in our face. Man. But even then, like, there's a lot of things. There are some things I definitely don't like about the game, and one of the things is definitely the tease and it's boring. And I think a content structure could really fix that. And I really do think that a lot of people who like, you know, the naysayers and the foam breathers and everything, the one thing they absolutely don't like about me is because I talk positive about the game. I don't talk negative, but the thing is, like, I do talk negative, but I also not even spin it, but I mention how it can be better. Like for me, PvP, introduce a battle pass. Introduce a battle pass. We already have the login reward. Fuck. Give me the battle pass on top of it. Give me the battle pass. Put some new rewards in there. Give us some actual PvP items in there. Give us a new map. Let's go with it. Let's go. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm also not saying at all that, like, hey, snap your finger. Get it done. No. I know about game development. I mean, I do automation stuff for my company, and so I'm literally sitting in front of my computer looking at lines of code, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Yeah, it's called productive criticism, and that's exactly what it is. Like, I even challenge every fucking person out there. Like, if you're gonna make a video, if you're even gonna talk negative about anything, and honestly, I learned this a lot from Greg Miller, and I love Greg. He is my Sherpa when it comes to like video game journalism, and he may not know it, and I may not ever tell it to his face, but he doesn't watch my videos, so he'll never know about this. Haha. But there are times where like I want to message him. It's like, how do you stay positive about a bad game? You know? And I remember talking to Chris Sims, who was a comic book reviewer, but he's also he did actual books with Marvel as well. But he told me it's like to do a review, to do a good review, you look at the product that they gave you, and then you ask yourself, did they hit the mark? And if they didn't, what did they do wrong? Like, you know, because you're just reviewing the product. You're trying to say is like, they sold you this, but was it sold like this? Did it actually hit it? And even saying that out loud, you're like, oh yeah, no duh, that's a review. It's like, but you have to hear that. You have to absorb that. And then you have to turn that from words in your head to pen to paper to keys to Microsoft Word or Notepad, and make sure to drop it in there. It's like, this is what their goal was. Did they reach it? Well, no, they didn't. And this is why. And still make sure to put a positive spin on it. One of my favorite reviewers now to listen to is one of my best friends who doesn't know it, Paul Tassi from Forbes. Like, I love reading his stuff. I love watching his videos. He's a great writer. And so I pay attention to him. I watch Greg on Kind of Funny. I watch those guys do it. Blessing is always a blessing. And Tim he's just Tim. You're great. But I watch how they perform their reviews, and you know, you kind of just want to like learn, take that watch that TED talk that they do on that Kind of Funny, and just like, you know, I mean, this was a bad game, but they spin it and they make it. They understand why it was bad because this is what it is, and then there's no bad blood. You know, I mean, shit. But at the same time, Greg also loves just playing fucking video games. Like, he just loves playing video games. And you know, I do have a lot of fun with how snarky I can be, but at the end of the day, like, I will always respect the people who do their job. You always respect them, but I just like being snarky sometimes, but that snark also sometimes isn't funny, and it misses the mark, and it becomes being an asshole. And I have to publicly apologize for that, and I absolutely will. I'm 39. I'll eat crow. I'll fucking eat crow. Let's see. There was someone who talked strictly positive that it was borderline toxic positivity / propaganda, which was bad. Wow. But yeah, like I have my problems with the games, but PvP, give them a battle pass, go for it. The content structure, I mean, it works for World of Warcraft. It might not work for DCUO, but I do like how World of Warcraft structures their content releases. Like they definitely have their big expansion. This is them introducing the world. This is their world, and then here's our content within it. Here's your raid. Here's your instances. Here's your daily quests to do all day, and then here's your in-game of that. But that's them with a leveling system. Like even for here, it's like, cool. Here's your episode. Here's your episode. You can complete it in 1 month. It's gonna have to last you though for 3 to 4 months, and then you get another episode. Why can't we just stagger releases then? Like why can't we just? I mean, comic books always tell a story through multiple months. It's not just one issue; it's multiple issues. Now, I mean, what? I mean, a comic book story takes like what, 6 issues, and then it goes to the next issue. It's like we can do the same thing. It's like, I mean, that gives us that monthly content. That gives us the testing that we always need on the test server, because you're going to give us this content, and then you give us 2 weeks to test it, and then it has to go, and then it's released. And most of the bugs that we report on the test server doesn't get fixed. And it definitely puts a sour taste on a lot of testers' mouths, because they feel like they weren't heard. Like you have your QA testers in house, and then you give it to us to perform these tests live in a live environment for actual people who play the game. No offense, QA testers who play it differently. Let's go with that. But then we give you that feedback, and you fix a couple of stuff. We don't fix the main things, and then you give us some broken content. Whereas it gives you more of a space in our eyes. Now, again, small developers, the episode could probably last us for 4 months, but it's taking you guys that first month to fix all the major bugs. Second month is going to be fixing stuff here and there, but you're also multitasking to prepare yourselves for, there's a seasonal coming up. Art department's got some tests, some time capsule stuff coming out, and then now we also have, all of a sudden need to start working on the next episode. So I get the frustration. And as players, be vocal. I can't tell you how to spend your money. I can only suggest how to communicate to these people. And I mean, if anything, let me be the bridge between players to the community manager, then to the community manager to the developers. Yeah, I'm definitely the middleman. I don't want to do that. That's a lot. You guys tell me fucking enough on the source wall shit, especially D. And it's like, man, I can only report so many bugs, man. I'm gonna need some effort that you need to go into the forums, dog. But yeah, I mean, give them your ideas. Like, there's been some great suggestions from the community of how to fix some stuff. And I mean, and really, hopefully some of this, I mean, there's a lot of big bugs still in the game too. I think, is Throne still down? I think Throne is still down, or Throne is still buggy. Or maybe it was Labyrinth that was buggy. Can't remember. But I mean, I think Coast City actually came back. That was a good alert. That's a good alert. But yeah, that's where I am. It's DCUO is still thriving. And it's still kicking. If you guys want to listen or if you want to argue with the Chicken Littles, then by all means, go for it. I just don't have the patience for it. I don't fucking care. There's no writing on the wall that the game is shutting down. There's no writing on the wall that, the game is going to slow down or anything. No, they're still going to go. They still have a lot of things that they need to do. They still have an episode to give us, and they're going to produce that. I know, again, middle of February, we don't have a producer's layer yet. That creative director job missing is like really, like, I mean, it's been gone for about a couple of months now, and while I wanted that job, I know I wasn't really qualified for it. Like, I mean, trust me. I mean, even in IT, like, I'm faking it till I make it, and I've been faking it for 6 years now. And I think at this point, I think I made it. But I mean, hopefully we will see a new creative director. We'll see, hopefully down the line, we're going to see a new community manager. And the community managers, I think I saw Angelina. Angelina, yeah, I'm going to go with that. She seems like she's coming from the EQ2 servers community, so she's helping out. Maybe she's our full-time, maybe I don't know. But let's give her definitely a warm welcome. And but game is still going, game is still pushing, and I'm just waiting for the producer's letter to give us an update about the game and where things are going. So Zach Braff voiced Chicken. Wait, did Zach Braff really voice Chicken Little in the movie Chicken Little? Really? No. I'm not gonna Google that. I don't want to Google that.